All right. Well, the clips won't play on the YouTube, so we're gonna have to nix that. But hey, welcome.
It might not do it until you start until it starts. I wonder. Or are we live?
Oh,
I've
already started.
All right.
Oh, we're on the air.
We are on now. We're gonna have to nix that. But hey, welcome.
It might not do it until you start. Until
I'm
it
hearing an
starts.
echo. What's going
Or
on?
are we live?
Oh, I've already started.
All right.
Oh, we're on the air.
We're gonna have to.
Hey Tim, you got speakers going?
But hey, welcome.
Yeah,
It might not do it until
Yeah, it's probably not going to help. Hey, welcome to the WrassleCast-a-Mania. We're back.
Damn it, Timothy, you're fired.
And Tim, you got to mute your mic or put in a headset or something. Hey, welcome to WrassleCast. WrassleCast-a-Mania. I'm your host.
Damn it, Timothy, you're fired.
AKA Classic Materia. You can follow me on Twitter. You see the name terminology right there. I'm joined, of course, my two co-hosts.
Timothy, you're
For one, Classic Materia. He is Tim D-O-double-G, but he's muted right now. So my other co-host is Brandon Murphy.
Yes, and as I just said previously, 2 times from what I heard, even though I said it once, this will be number 3 for me. Damn it, Timothy, you're fired.
You're fired! Actually, no, Tim's not fired. He is actually responsible for us getting this far.
Yes.
So props and appreciation to the one, Tim D-O-double-G. For those of you watching at home, for those of you watching at home, we are watching Raw live with you, so you don't have to turn off from Monday Night Raw. Right now, Sheamus is in the ring, got a reverse chin lock on Randy Orton in the middle of the squared circle over in the Izod Center. They found something to do with that place since the Nets left. But you can follow up, just have us in the background, and we're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk WrestleMania, all kinds of good stuff.
Let's just call a spade. Raw is like...
accidental racism. How dare you?
I'm sorry. Raw tonight is like WrestleMania last night. It's 2.5 hours of rest holds with 10 minutes of vignettes and 20 minutes of actual wrestling.
That's true, and I mean we did get some payoff earlier tonight with the Money in the Bank cash, and why don't we lead off with that? How about Dolph Ziggler?
Good for Dolph. He deserves it more than anybody, especially with how they kind of screwed him out of his previous title.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of getting screwed out of a previous title, let's also discuss one Mr. Mike the Miz Mizanin.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. What's the Jay-Z lyric? Grand open and grand closing. As soon as he got the title, the next night loses it. I mean, not quite.
Well, the funny part is, I heard someone bill it as they wanted to give him the title just so he can maintain his undefeated streak at WrestleMania.
Well,
I guess we're forgetting the fact he lost in 2006.
The Guinness Book is not really going to, wasn't on hand for that. So
was the crowd chanting for JBL just a minute ago?
Who knows? I mean, this crowd is so smart; they'll chant for anything.
Sounded like it was chanting boring.
Probably, but Sheamus was on the top rope there, so anything could have been happening.
See myself.
You can. We are joined, of course, by one half of the Holt Foundation, host of Ring Time Pro Wrestling. Welcome back, Keisha Holt, to the mix. Welcome back to the WrassleCast, hon.
Hi!
Hi.
Hello.
See us. We can see you.
Okay, now y'all can see my face.
All right, Dave.
Hello.
Finally.
Hello.
You can turn off the camera at any point if any of you want to maintain anonymity. But
Anemone? Like Finding Nemo?
Exactly.
I'll turn mine off.
Turn my camera off.
Errand.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, if you shut off your camera,
Hi,
it just shows
Tim.
your graphic.
Hello, Keisha.
Yeah, Tim just wants to show off his good looks for all the ladies in the chat there. So if you're
Well,
watching,
he is good looking. Hey!
I am quite jealous.
She speaks the truth.
Yes.
I just want to show off my resemblance to Sheamus, minus the red hair, and with the addition of I have a soul.
Yeah, so this is the return of our WrassleCast, our live broadcast of all things wrestling. If you're coming over from the Recon, which debuted tonight, we welcome you over. If you are a longtime listener of the Cold Slither podcast, you know a good portion of us. Also, welcome to people in the Click Nation listeners, Ring Time Pro Wrestling broadcast podcast listeners, and a lot of the rest of you. Thank you for coming through. And we're just gonna have some live discussion of wrestling, and also our Hall of Fame is going to be tonight. We actually last year we made history by scooping the WWE Hall of Fame with our very own Hall of Fame class of 2012. We're doing it again this year, although the ceremony happened already. We're going to actually put our Hall of Fame out there before the special tomorrow. And, as you can tell from, the fact that we're just a WrassleCast, we're not constricted or confined by politics or any of that other stuff. So there's going to be some existing Hall of Famers. There's going to be some potential Hall of Famers. There's going to be some people that might never make the WWF or WWE Hall of Fame, but we're going to put them in right here. So to do that and get us started, why don't I just do a quick introduction of our first Hall of Fame inductee while I have you guys on the line. You guys feel free to speak up at any time about this person, but basically he is the master of the DDT, one of the greatest promos of all time. He is a several times Intercontinental Champion. He's never been WWF Champion, World Heavyweight Champion. He's also had time in ECW. And I say most notably, he's the guy that put over Stone Cold Steve Austin at King of the Ring. And basically helped birth the Austin 316 era. He is the one and only Jake the Snake Roberts from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Our first ever inductee for the class of 2013.
Wait, isn't he one of the guys from DDP Yoga?
He is down with DDP Yoga. In fact, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, actually reached out to him and, in a life-saving effort, just made sure that Jake could, live a clean and wholesome lifestyle by taking on DDP Yoga. So, good for him. They're doing the same with Scott Hall, and that's a good look on DDP's part. He didn't have to do that. He's looking out for wrestlers in their twilight years, so to speak. But congratulations to Jake the Snake. Yeah, as the effects come in a little late there, but hey. So he is our first Hall of Famer. We're going to get back to some of the action, but, throughout the evening, over the next hour or so, we're going to introduce other members of the Hall of Fame. But as you can see also, notable by our, taglines there, you can see, like, where we are, what our websites are, and our Twitter feeds, our Twitter handles. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. As the fans seem to be doing the wave. I don't know what that's about. But this Sheamus Randy Orton match.
God bless New Jersey.
They are bored stiff if they're doing the freaking wave.
Yeah.
And it's too bad. But you know what? That's the New York, New Jersey, the tri-state crowd, man. I mean, they will make their own fun if there isn't any fun to be made. So gotta give it to them for that.
That's just awful, because that's definitely just telling you that they're bored to death.
Yeah, because
that's like they're saying, like, yeah, we ain't got nothing to do. All right. That's
normally you hear this kind of stuff. That's what you would hear normally in an arena. But New York, New Jersey, like I said, they make their own fun. They feel they gotta, get their money's worth somehow. And that's what happens when you're in front of a crowd that's seen it all before. You gotta really bring your A game.
Just ridiculous.
So, folks, what's the future hold for Dolph Ziggler? Are we looking at a long championship reign with the World Heavyweight title?
He'll drop it by Friday.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
That is awful.
The Great Khali.
Wow. The Punjabi Playboy. I can see that. I could see that happening.
in all honesty, I hope he keeps it for a long time. I've liked him, especially since back in the day when he was introducing himself to everybody. So
I see it being over by the next pay-per-view or after the next pay-per-view.
I can see that happening.
Like, he'll have it, it's over by the next pay-per-view.
I think
but he ain't gonna have it long.
I think it's only fair they give it to him for a long time and run with him, just because they really don't have anybody else, number one. Number two, they've had him jobbing for the past 6 months.
Which is so true. And that's just awful. Had the briefcase.
Did I just get dinged? Is this like that ESPN show where if I rack up too many points, I'm on mute?
Oh, never mind. No. I'm dinging some people in the background, just inviting more people into the party. Some of our WrassleCast All-Stars. I want to get in. So you'll hear some dings and some doinks and some stuff in between.
Let's talk about a bit of news here tonight. The Rock basically taking his ball and going home, or as it's been deemed, I guess he just didn't have the stomach to handle his loss.
Was it an abdominal injury, or are you just saying he's yellow?
Wow, and you called me the racist earlier, buddy.
Oh my gosh, really? Seriously? I'm drinking on camera, folks. Family show.
What I heard is it was the abdominal muscle was clear off the bone, so...
Ooh, jeez. Didn't he have a tear like that before, or am I thinking of John Cena? Someone had an abdominal, or it might have been Triple H, someone had an abdominal tear that was like that serious.
Oh, Triple H had the quad, but yeah, abdomen and adductor bone muscles.
Yeah, it's awful, but I think it might be just so he can push his movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think he really hasn't. I want to say he doesn't really have an injury, but I can't really say that too much because injuries are something that's to be taken seriously, but at the same time, it could all just be work.
Could be a work. As we hear the Big Show's music taking place right now, as the Big Show makes his slow, long, lumbering walk to the ring, also want to announce we are joined by another WrassleCast All-Star. Actually, two more. They're just filing in, folks. The All-Stars are in full swing tonight. We're joined, of course, by Brent from Georgia, fresh off of his debut of the Recon, as well as from Ring Time Pro Wrestling. It is the man himself, the master of the whole foundation.
Up?
Keith Holt Jr. is in the building, too.
Wow.
What's up, baby?
What's happening, guys?
What's going on?
All right, guys, your camera is off, so all I see is your mug shots, just in case you were wondering.
Okay. What about now?
You're more than welcome to show your pretty selves to the people.
Man, this crowd tonight is making this match.
New York, New Jersey knows how to bring it, son. And I gotta say New York/New Jersey because half these people, if my 3/4 came over the bridge or came through the turnpike,
man, they were in this match doing the wave, man. I mean,
hey, you remember that Raw? Like it was last year or something. We did a WrassleCast for it, and they were out in Long Island when
Ryder.
Yeah, for Ryder. That crowd was live as hell.
They did, man. I'm actually liking the fact that Big Show is doing this because it was completely Randy's fault last night. And I'm the biggest Randy Orton fan ever.
Well, see,
but, bro, Randy was...
When did Big Show turn face?
Exactly.
Thank you. That is what I said last night on Twitter. I said that last night on Twitter.
I think he was at a limbo. I don't think he was ever... I don't think he was ever a face. I think he was just kind of like an in-between. Like... He wasn't really a heel, but he really wasn't a face either.
Yeah,
he just kind of was there.
He was a heel because he was still in a feud with Sheamus, and it's like, oh, well, I don't like the Shield just as much, so he punched the Shield member.
Oh, that was the best spear that Big Show's ever done in his life. I'm sorry, y'all, but that was the best spear he's ever executed. Dog, did y'all see that?
I saw it.
And I'm sorry,
it was a thing of beauty.
I just left my show, and I showed the Recon, and it was just awesome in there, and just repping with the guys. I don't know, some guy Chilano was in there. Was that you, Classic?
Toronto? No, I was Lando Chilrisian.
Lando Chilrisian? That was you?
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was, man. I appreciate you for coming, Lando, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Anytime, man.
Glad you for coming.
And the crowd with a "This is awesome" chant.
Oh, of course, because they're taking them into the stands, taking it to the streets, if you will.
They're going to the regular announce table. He ain't gonna hit the
Yeah, big. Hey, is that the regular announce table?
Yes,
that's
it
right.
is.
Because there's only one announce table on Raw.
There's no Spanish announce table for Raw.
Yeah. Okay.
They show Raw. They show Raw on the Spanish channels in English. So
yeah, the Mexicals don't come out unless it's pay-per-view.
Wow, the Mexicals, seriously.
This is going to be a great feud, though. The Big Show and Randy. This would be awesome. This is going to be awesome. I think this is great.
Randy and Sheamus work together very well. I'm very content with them together. So I think adding Big Show to it definitely makes it very very fresh, without having to turn anybody heel. Other than returning the Big Show heel, because it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks since the Big Show had a heel turn.
All right, I'm actually going to add another new WrassleCaster to the mix. We're just going to make this a big old party. But as this is about to cut to commercial, I'm actually going to also introduce our next Hall of Famer for the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. Yeah, we can hear you, Brent. Anyway.
Yeah.
So our next... Ooh, look at that spear, though. Ooh, I had to see that again. He knocked the bejesus out of him. But let me go ahead and introduce the next Hall of Famer for the WrassleCast Hall of Fame, if you will. Our next Hall of Famer is not one, not two, not three, not four, but five-time WCW heavyweight champion of the world. He is also a former King of the Ring. He is also a former GI Bro, formerly hailing from 110th Street in Harlem. Then hailing from Houston, Texas. He is none other than the general manager of SmackDown himself and 2013 WWE Hall of Fame inductee. Welcome to the WrassleCast Hall of Fame, the one and only Booker T.
Yes.
Sucker!
Can you dig it?
So since Django Unchained came out, I can clearly say the Booker T phrase, can't I?
What are you trying to say, Brandon?
Since Django Unchained came out, I can now finally say the Booker T tagline, can't I?
Go on and say it. You're gonna see what's happen. You're gonna see what's gonna happen to you. You say that, Brandon.
Brandon Murphy,
yeah,
I'm coming for you.
In fact, let me pull up the YouTube thing, and I can play that clip real quick. But while I'm doing that, I also want to welcome to the WrassleCast. And guys, speak up. Dave Nappy, aka Agent 70, is in the building. I don't know how what you're going by today.
I don't hear him at all.
You're muted.
Somebody turn TV down. I don't know who it is.
Hey, Dave, welcome to the WrassleCast. You're still muted, buddy.
And the best part is you gave him Fandango's entrance music.
If your microphone up at the top is red, you need to click it again so it's white so everybody can see you. I'm trying to do that for my camera, but apparently it's not working. I may have to hang up and go back to Google Plus.
Okay.
That might be what I have to do.
Yeah, get up in that Google Plus, man. Hey, there you go.
Hey.
What's going on? Agent 70 from the Comic Book Chronicles. My man, 40 grand. Welcome to the WrassleCast, sir. The first time caller, long time listener. Glad to have you, man. What are your thoughts on WrestleMania or even Raw tonight in general?
I was disappointed in the crowd last night, but then I remember they were in MetLife Stadium, which is huge. So I think it was tough for them to keep up, to keep the entire crowd's attention, And I caught bits and pieces. Unfortunately, I caught bits and pieces of the Punk Undertaker match, and that was the best match of the night.
Yeah,
I had to step away for a second, so that was kind of disappointing. But otherwise, it was okay. It was kind of a letdown. My first WrestleMania in a long time.
Wait, you were at MetLife?
No. It would have been nice though.
Yeah, it would have been nice because you would have had to invite me.
Yeah.
Tim can't be growing up at MetLife not telling me.
Exactly.
Tim Dog and I actually discussed this earlier. I'm ashamed to admit I actually paid the $70 to watch WrestleMania last night, and
so did I reportedly.
It was
well,
it was definitely a very lackluster WrestleMania, especially the dark main event that they had. No ism there. But having tons of funk versus Road Scholars after the pay-per-view's over.
Wait, did it actually happen after the pay-per-view? Because I thought it never happened at all.
Well, if it never happened,
me too.
It never happened. Thank you guys for ruining my joke completely.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's very dark then.
Yeah.
Deep dark.
So, and I guess the question on everybody's mind is John Cena, as we all know, he won last night against The Rock. The biggest question is, what was that discussion between him and The Rock after the match?
You know what? He's not saying.
That's a great question because I always wanted to he's talking about too.
Yeah, but you know what? That's kind of like it's what wrestlers do when they have that mutual respect. Whether it's in the backstage area in the locker room, we've seen it happen between Stone Cold and The Rock when they had their Mania match. We've seen it with The Rock and Hulk Hogan. We've seen it with Stone Cold Triple H at certain times, or The Rock and Triple H. It's that show of respect, and it's like, well, hey, look, let's break kayfabe and let's just do this right here. Let's congratulate each other and show some sportsmanship. And who knows what they said? They probably were talking about each other's mamas or wives or something, But they probably like, hey, man, I got a podcast. Hey, they're going to talk about us on the WrassleCast. What do you think Classic's going to say? Well, my moves were kind of stiff this time, that kind of thing. Who knows? I'm making it all about me here. But, it's all about WrassleCast All-Stars. I'm going to try this one more time. Keith, are you there? We are cycling in and out with people here, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith and the girl has been missing. He is at the same place that Cactus Jack was back in the late 90s after he was beaten by Vader.
Let me play this clip real quick.
Silence! I kill you!
Who's getting killed?
As Booker T was fighting off the urge to laugh out loud in that clip there. We played a clip of course, Booker T with that infamous Harlem Heat promo calling out Hulk Hogan, saying, "We coming for you, N-word." And censored for all of our listeners that might be sensitive there. But,
Thank you, by the way, Classic. I get very offended when people use that word.
You know what?
And I think that's just my inner blackness coming out.
You know what, it is, and I'm glad to hear that, brother, because you are basically fighting that good fight for the rest of us, But congratulations to Booker T. We inducted his brother Stevie Ray last year to the Hall of Fame, not as much for his wrestling skills, but for his mic skills and his fantastic interview skills. But now we got Harlem Heat in our WrassleCast Hall of Fame together to take on the Steiner brothers, who were our tag team inductee last year. So if you can believe that, if you can dig that, yeah, we're doing pretty good for ourselves here.
Okay, when was Taker out here in his Assassin's Creed outfit with the shield?
Up against Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Yeah, this happened a little earlier, not even like maybe 20, 25 minutes ago.
Okay, and is it sad for me to say, watching Undertaker, Kane, and Daniel Bryan is like watching the Dudleys with Spike Dudley?
It is.
You got Kane, who is like Devon. You have Undertaker. Well, no, actually, Kane would be Bubba Ray, and I guess Undertaker would be Devon, and then little Spike Dudley.
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening to the WrassleCast, you can tweet us. Use the hashtag WrassleCast, or just tweet at any of our @s on Twitter, and we'll read it on the air. Shout out to I'm on a Horse, who is listening to us right now. He writes, listening to the show. Pretty good stuff. Thank you, sir. Hey, if you're on Google Plus and want to hang out with us, feel free to let us know. I'll invite you to the to the video here. But I think we have a limitation on the number of people. That's probably why people are jumping in and out. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Just remember, you don't got to lie to kick it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? We've got Fandango or Fandango.
Movie phone.
Yes. We got Movie Phone on his way to the ring right now, fresh off his victory from WrestleMania last night, which over Y2J Chris Jericho. So that's how that went down. We'll see if he can keep that streak going. In fact, Chris Jericho's comments after in the WrestleMania post show were
good in that dress tonight too. Yeah. I mean, she won all that the first couple times, but this dress right here is very.
She's going to be the breakout.
Nice.
She's going to be the breakout star of this. Fandango.
Oh, look at what he has tonight. He's got the fiery make out of himself.
Yeah, of course.
It's very vintage WWE.
Oh yeah, they got the gimmick going. Problem with this is he is not much of a dancer. He's a poser, or he's like doing some sashaying and some modeling. But Disco Inferno danced. Das Wunderkind, Alex Wright danced. Even Jeff Jarrett danced a little.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kofi Kingston, Jobber to the Stars.
No, not Kofi Beware. I'm gonna stop calling him that. I've got a long time newfound respect for Kofi Kingston. I think he's a good dude. I'm not gonna disparage him any further. He's a good company man, and I think his turn is coming. I really think his run and his push is coming. He might be a heel when his push comes, though.
I'm ready for him to turn.
I just want to say, damn it, Classic, because you took my joke I was about to go with. The only way Fandango can get any validity is if they start a stable with him, Alex Wright, and Disco Inferno.
Yeah, he needs to be he needs to have mentors.
Because you got DJ Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
And look at the parading around the ring, the strutting like a peacock. This is not going to end well for Mr. Fandango. Yeah.
Mandingo?
Oh, goodness. Seriously.
I am too much. He's just horrible. Like, ew.
Yeah, he's not very appealing, but you know what? I guess that makes him. He's like Don Flamenco in Punch Out. You know how Don Flamenco does that? That's what this motherfucker's doing in the ring. He's doing all this slender shit.
He got his shit before he actually.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
I just want to know when he and R-Truth are going to get their tag title shots. He did win NXT with R-Truth.
That is true.
The former Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
I've liked him since NXT. So
what can we say about his wrestling skills from what we've seen last night and what we've seen of him previously? Oh, as Jericho runs in for the beatdown, the feud is going strong here. The Lionheart will not be denied. Yes, I called him by his WCW moniker.
Yes.
Now,
and the Lion Tamer is so much better than the Walls of Jericho.
Put that knee in the back. That's what you got to do. Come on, Boston Crab. Give him the real Lion Tamer, baby.
I want to go back and talk about WrestleMania. And I want to thank you, Classic, for as I said, you retweeted me last night because I was kind of on fire with my few tweets I had, where I mentioned how I noticed not a lot of people had good entrances, over the top entrances like they usually do. So it brought me to the question: did they just blow their load on Triple H when it came to entrances?
They did. He one of the tweets last night. It was actually I think it was
like
from you,
the announce table is
Yeah.
finna get it again.
Yeah, exactly. The English announce table gets some love,
Yeah.
but I think what happened was, they took the a life-size Castle Hordak slime pit playset and had Triple H just come out through that. He looked like he was coming through like Castle Grayskull or some shit.
What was the problem was they used fire extinguishers to make the smoke for him to walk out through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the and the mystery of the white powder.
It was fire extinguisher smoke, but it did not help him at all.
No, it was pre-match funnel cake, and he got a little powder.
You know
in the
what?
midsection
I don't even wanna.
You get that funnel cake, and the powder.
I don't even want to get into the white powder.
Yeah, somebody said it's probably not his, but it's from someone
Awful,
else in the
just
locker room.
awful.
I don't know what that means. Woo! So who knows what that's about?
Oh yes. Uh-oh. Is he about to give him the lion tamer?
That's the Boston Crab, baby. That's the Boston Crab.
Do it, Jericho.
Boston Crab. I want the Boston Crab.
Do it. Yeah, baby. Why he tapping? This ain't no match. He a punk. He's such a punk.
You got to get 2 referees to reel him
I
off.
can tell that I'm never gonna like this Fandango dude.
All right, let's play Name That Ref. Can you name the 2 referees in the ring right now? Anybody? I know it's not Joey Morello.
This guy and that dude.
Yeah. Remember back when we used to know who our referees were?
Generic white guy and generic Cajun?
Yeah.
Is that Ref Ali?
Oh, gosh. No, how dare you.
Oh, that is.
Awesome.
Everybody.
I swear if I become a wrestler, that's going to be one of my finishers. I swear to you.
That's for Brandon Murphy's joke there. You guys missed that one. Hold on a second, folks. I'm going to see if I can get some more people.
He looks deranged.
Time to go order some movie tickets.
Yes, there you go. 777 film, biatch.
Oh, classic. While I'm on here, man, let me congratulate y'all on episode number 50, man. I missed the chance to congratulate you earlier, so I want to make sure I got it now. I want to let you know.
Thank you.
You know, I'm happy for you guys. That's a long way.
Yay!
Couldn't have done it without my 2 co-hosts.
By the way, what's up, Tim? And what's up, Keisha? If I ain't say hey already, glad to hear back from Brandon.
Hello.
And Classic.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Did Damian Sandow just come back to our show?
Really? That is awful.
He did. He did indeed. As we welcome to the WrassleCast Studios. Actually, what do we want to go by? Hey, Sam, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you, buddy.
I was on mute for a second.
Okay, no problem. I wasn't sure how to introduce you. All right. Well,
Hello, everyone.
hello. Welcome to the WrassleCast Studios, Sam. How you doing?
Fantastic.
I'm on a horse from Twitter. We're just talking some stuff with the wrestling here. What's your take on
watching Raw?
You watching that Raw?
And this New York, New Jersey crowd is dancing to Fandango's music.
Yeah.
I hate it.
If I could read your comment on Google Plus from earlier, Chris
They're like singing it and everything.
Chris Benoit was trending on Twitter just now.
Everybody's talking at one time.
The crowd is just making this awesome for real.
Oh, hold on.
How come Chris Benoit was trending on Twitter? I missed that.
Yeah, for a second he was.
Oh, because of the diving headbutt?
Probably.
Perhaps.
Oh, yeah, probably the Daniel Bryan. He did that. Yeah, look at John Cena making the rounds all over the place. He's on Regis.
So I got a question.
He's on Good Morning America. He's on Kelly and Michael.
That was going to be my question. How did he just all of a sudden, like, he's just all everywhere?
Well, both those shows are taped in New York, so he just had to go down.
He was on Good Morning America.
Yeah,
I was like, really?
Yeah, it's in Times Square. So he just went down the street from his hotel room and, you know, did it. Yeah, so I mean that makes sense that he would do the tour, I guess.
Yeah.
The media tour, because New York's right there. Yeah, I was just surprised that he did it so quickly. You know, just like the next morning, and he's not. I mean, let's.
That's my thing. Like, yeah. It wasn't even.
He's not as appealing as The Rock. But you know what? I'm kind of embracing C Nation, or you know, the Cena reign, because of the fact that everyone hates him so much. It's like, well, he might as well be a heel. Come on.
I really thought you were going to say you were ready to embrace the hate.
But that's why I thought the ending of WrestleMania was just so bad.
Nice. Well, too bad. You know, it was because, you know what, the problem was they got the ending they wanted, but how they got there, all the reversals of different moves, you know, it was just out of control.
I was just completely bored.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
After Taker and Punk, you know, it was like, what else was left? You know,
because I was tweeting, I put on Twitter, I could go to sleep right now and not miss a thing.
Pretty much.
Because we already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. You got your money's worth with Taker and CM Punk. I mean, that was pretty much the deal right there. Yeah. Even some parts of Triple H and you know, Brock Lesnar, although that match was, you know, predictable.
I actually like the Triple H Lesnar match.
The crowd got into it and got it live, you know, because it started off just being real sloppy, kind of like the last one was. But you know what started happening was the interference with HBK and Paul Heyman, and the use of the props and the different, like, once you got the props in the ring, that's when it started to get interesting. The crowd really, you know, started to liven up a little bit. I think they woke up because of the letdown from the previous match, you know.
Right.
Yeah. While we're on commercial break, why don't I go ahead and introduce the next inductee into our WrassleCast Hall of Fame, if you will. So this person is basically a longtime veteran of the wrestling ring. We wanted to, you know, include him in the Hall of Fame because he is in the WWE Hall of Fame, of course, or the WWF Hall of Fame. He's best known as, well, his real name is Lawrence Robert Larry Shreve. He is a long time, you know, has a long career in the sport. He's billed from the Sudan. He resides in Atlanta, Georgia, and his gimmick is that he spoke no English, but spoke in his native tongue. Known for his gory, bloody matches over the years, you know, across the different territories, in AWA, also in, you know, NWA, all over the world, Stampede Wrestling, Tokyo Pro, Midwest Wrestling Federation, and then later on in ECW, as well as, of course, the WCWA and WWC. He is Abdullah the Butcher. So please welcome Abdullah the Butcher to our WrassleCast Hall of Fame for 2013, the class of 2013. We are glad to have him in our Hall of Fame. And, of course, you'll read more about him on the WrassleCast site. I should give you the WrassleCast site URL. It's WrassleCast with a W.tumblr.com. Go check out us out over there. You can actually find this live show there, as well as our Hall of Fame page with you know, basically some profiles on you know, a lot of our Hall of Famers from this year and last year will be over there. As we're going back to the action here, or the Raw show, Triple H is getting his arm, getting an X-ray on the bones in his arm. I guess to show that he's got no breaks or anything. You know, a little dramatic effect.
Yeah, just make sure if, you know, if his arm is broken, doesn't Floyd Mayweather fight. holding both holding the titles up in the air. You know, just make sure it doesn't do that.
And much is true, my friend. We got Paul Heyman backstage now. You know.
I hate Paul Heyman.
Oh, come on. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. You gotta be a Paul Heyman guy. The guy.
Yeah, watch
Bad thing about him. Hey, wait. I'm a Paul Heyman girl shirt. Yes, I do. I have one.
Oh.
It was a Christmas gift, and I have worn it like 4 or 5 times. He's awesome and awful all at once. I can't deal.
You know, he's the heel that actually does the job, or gets the job done. Great mouthpiece, great manager, and the great thing about him paired up with CM Punk is he doesn't need to be. CM Punk doesn't need a manager.
Yeah, true.
But the fact is, it just enhances, the effect of CM Punk. I just want to see a dangerous alliance form, and I thought we could see that last night. If Punk won and Brock Lesnar won, and maybe with the Shield triumphant, I think they're just going to drag this on. Maybe they'll form some kind of super group by SummerSlam.
Maybe so. You never know.
Yeah.
Who knows? So the Brothers of Destruction and the Sacrificial Goat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Illuminati. Uh-oh.
As we are hearing the Road Scholars make their way to the ring.
So all of a sudden, he just don't want to.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about this.
He rolls and
with
mustache.
The Bella Twins.
That's a great match that we should have seen last night.
That Bella Twins entrance dance never gets old for me, man. I tell you.
Yeah, you know how to differentiate.
Thank you.
I guess that's one reason we can all be envious of John Cena.
Won the women's championship. One of them is thicker than the other one. Brothers differentiate.
Doesn't one of them have big boobs too?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
Focus on the road. Hey!
Now here's what I'm here for.
Nighttime.
I like this song.
They're called Tons of Fun.
Hey,
And they're dressed like the Godfather and Jerome.
They got on pimp suits tonight.
And they do. It's pinstripe.
somebody call my mama.
Pinstripe tearaway pimp suits.
Yeah, they tripping.
And like I said, y'all notice that they've calmed that dancing way down.
Wait a second. Does Brodus Clay have some markings on his face? He got the 10-side markings on his face?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness. That's for the kids, folks. That's for the kids. Strictly for the kids, although they got the dancing girls.
The dancing girls are for me.
Exactly.
Kids
To take away from the
Wait a minute, you got suits and markings painted on your face?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fail.
No, that is not it.
All right. Well,
That's awful.
as we roll on with our Hall of Fame, I'm going to announce our next Hall of Fame inductee right now. He is a member of the Andersons. He is also a member of the Four Horsemen. In fact, he is the Rock that keeps the Four Horsemen together.
Mongo?
Yes. He's
Ken
the master.
Anderson?
No, he's not Ken Anderson. He is the master of the AA Spine Buster.
Oh, yeah.
Build from
I got my fold up
Minnesota
right now.
and residing in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's been in the WWF. He's been in Jim Crockett Promotions. He's been in the NWA, WCW, and he is currently an agent in the WWE. I don't know if actually he's still an agent or not.
Yes, he is.
Okay, good. He is Double A Arn Anderson.
Yay.
Welcome, Arn Anderson, to the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. Notable because he is the only horseman to be. Actually, no, Dusty Rhodes was one time a horseman. We inducted him last year, but we inducted him before we inducted Flair. So I should tell you something about the WrassleCast Hall of Fame.
Sir Ric Flair.
I mean, to tell you the truth, Ric Flair didn't have to be inducted in because he's Ric Flair.
He's Ric Flair. Ric Flair's already in. It's not even a matter of, if we got to do a ceremony or not. I mean, he's in.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair could walk into the WrassleCast and say, classic, but woo, by God, materia. I need to talk to you for a minute, and I'll be like, Ric Flair, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be like this. But in any case,
so
we got to give respect where it's due, and for this year's Hall of Fame, we wanted to get Arn Anderson in there, recognize his work.
I posted a picture in our chat for you gentlemen. During wrestling weekend this past weekend, for WrestleMania weekend, ROH held Super Card of Honor. And I think the actual GIF, if you can find the GIF of this link, it's priceless. There was a match with Mike Bennett versus Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, I saw that picture of Shelton Benjamin and Maria.
Yes, Maria thought it was Mike Bennett behind her, so she did a little dance on him.
It is. And
meanwhile, Benjamin's behind him. Like, oh my God.
Face.
And at one point, she takes Benjamin's hands and builds herself up, and then realizes, after she looks down at the hands, that it's not Bennett.
Wait, how do they not show the Funkadactyl's interest? I'm mad.
Yeah, they showed them dancing at the top of the.
That's the only thing I'm watching. That's the only reason I'm watching.
Damn.
Well, it looks like they're probably gonna save that for the match ending because there's no way that they're gonna lose this one.
Ooh, Tensai.
Tensai doing the dig 'em shovel dance.
I got respect for these women in this match, but I just want to say they're no Alicia Fox versus Melina.
Oh,
no, greatest match ever.
Oh goodness, you have to mention Alicia Fox on the WrassleCast. I'm gonna need a moment, folks.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Why would you mention Booker T's son?
That's a good. Butts to the face of.
You're welcome.
Up.
Uh-oh. Get it.
Someone get it ready.
Why doesn't he do the cartwheel anymore? Why doesn't he do the cartwheel anymore?
He should have that. And Sandow is getting the worst of it right now. He might make a comeback, but Brodus Clay is really just putting the funk to his face right now.
Is that like a face full of stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been man, making this, man. I done had 2 podcasts tonight.
You are putting in the work, my friend. In fact, let people know if they're listening now about the recon as we see the ladies
yes
take each other
out.
Here
Here they come. And there they go.
Mass Pandemonium, Bedlam in the ring.
Put the camera back on them.
Also,
I want to see these.
About our podcast, Recon. I would just like to mention that we called the cash in tonight. That as we were talking about the cash in, there was a cash in. Hello, Naomi's jumping up and down in the ring. Let's get some more applause for that.
Hold on, just silence. Look at that.
Oh, we're gonna have some dancing, y'all.
Somebody call my mama. Don't. They're doing the standing on the ring ropes and clapping. Yeah, I don't think they're doing any dance. Oh, now they're gonna get the groove on. Got to get your groove on.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
The best part is that little kid on his father's shoulders doing the sprinkler.
Do that. I love it when they. Oh yeah. Oh man.
Come on, Michael
Get
Cole.
on a roll. Got to let it go.
I'm sorry. That was a major fail.
Yes.
So that's it.
Multiple innuendos.
They cut the dancing of Naomi.
Dang. Anyway, I'm back.
The nice part about people...
As we continue on, folks.
The nice part about the people listening to us while watching Raw is they don't have to hear Michael Cole and Lawler laughing and faking it up.
Exactly. They're yucking it up.
Oh, I can deal with Lawler.
All right, folks, I'm going to do some back-to-back here with this Hall of Fame. Back-to-back inductees, both from the WWF era, one from the Attitude era more so and was also in WCW, and the other was more from the old WWF era. From the WCW as well as the WWF Attitude era. He is the Mastodon, multi-time WCW champion. He invited Sting to the White Palace of Terror, and correct me if that's wrong, the White House of Horror or something like that, with the stupid-ass promo video with a bunch of midgets in it. He once squashed HBK, Shawn Michaels. He's once squashed a whole bunch of people. He actually lost his title to to Ron Simmons, allowing Ron Simmons to make history, so he put him over. And he always wears a head protector everywhere he goes. And he's also an accountant, by the way. Vader, Big Van Vader, is inducted into our WrassleCast Hall of Fame. That's right, folks. Vader's in our Hall of Fame. Anyone want to say a word or two about Big Van Vader?
You also forgot to mention that he was Frankie Jr. and Herman's father in Boy Meets World.
Look at that. See, the Boy Meets World reference. You can't beat that.
He lost to George Feeney.
I almost want to know. I almost want to know if he's going to show up in the Girl Meets World. God,
reboot. That would be amazing.
Yeah, with Topanga and them.
Man, to see a dude that big do a moonsault.
The Vader moonsault, stuff of legends right there.
And Vader is also known for his extra stiff working in Japan all those years.
Oh, of course.
Yes, Vader is awesome. And I think you're about to induct another person, and I think I know that person. Are they from the old school WWE era?
Exactamundo they are, sir. In
Are
fact,
they also fat guy?
Yes, he is the only American heavyweight to have ever won an Olympic medal in judo. He won the bronze medal in the 1976 Olympics. So back before a lot of us were even thought of, he was winning Olympic medals. He is an American professional wrestler with the WWF, as well as Stampede Wrestling and a bunch of other companies like New Japan Pro, the NWA, as well as NWA Polynesian, ICW, IWA. Best known for his feuds with Bret the Hitman Hart back in the day, as well as Roddy Piper, and this was and Randy Savage. His feud with Roddy Piper was when Roddy Piper started. He wore the half black, half white face to the ring to fight him. Before the Royal Rumble. He's also feuded with Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, as well as a whole bunch of others in the WWF. His finishing move is known as the Ghetto Blaster, and his interviews, he is best known for referring to a lot of his competitors, his opponents, as sharecroppers. He is bad. He is bad news. Bad News Allen, a.k.a. Bad News Brown, is our entry into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame for 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
For no other reason, that he called his opponent sharecropper, and his Ghetto Blaster kick was like devastating. That was basically the enziguri that Owen Hart did. But there's a lot of other stuff too. So we'll continue on with more Hall of Fame stuff in the next commercial break. I just wanted to get those in there. By the way, we do have to induct a tag team, and I am narrowed down to 3. So I'm going to put it up to you guys. You can put it in the chat or just vote as we talk. But it's either going to be the Legion of Doom, The Hart Foundation or the British Bulldogs is going to be our tag team inductee. It's going to be one of those three, so it's up to you guys.
Tough call.
Tough call indeed.
I will put my vote in if you answer one question for me, Classic.
Not trivia.
Does the Legion of Doom vote also include draws?
Oh, shit.
Draws and Heidenreich.
I was just wondering if the Hart Foundation vote includes the new Hart Foundation with those funky Dayglow colors.
Yes.
We excluded to
Don't
those.
forget the Legion of Doom with Sunny.
And does the British Bulldogs include Matilda?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, then they get my vote.
You gotta get a group with a bitch in there somewhere.
Oh, no. Oh, too soon.
The Road Warriors.
Sorry, ladies.
If we include it to only be the Road Warriors, then it is exclusively who we want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunny, Heidenreich.
Well, I mean,
draws.
yeah, we'll just stick it with Hawk and Animal. All the extra stuff will go in the side exhibits in the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. But you know,
By the way, the man is out here.
It is amazing how this New York, New Jersey crowd.
they pop for the rest. They pop for some talents. I mean,
They're singing his theme.
because
they were chanting for Mike Chioda earlier.
Hell yeah.
And I just want to say, every year,
It is a smart wrestling crowd, man. I mean, these guys don't play.
I want to say this real quick. Up in Columbus every year, they do the Arnold Classic, and every year Mark Henry makes a point to be there. I actually met him a few years back. He is one of the kindest, most gentle, quietest guys you will ever meet, which is so weird to see him on TV all hard ass and everything. But he's very accommodating to fans, which I think is a testament to him as a true company man for the WWE.
World-class Olympic lifter, world-class wrestler, world-class personality. You know, when you don't become a veteran in the sport all these years and be an asshole, you know, because it's only going to take you so far. You know, Mark Henry's probably one of the nicer guys in the sport.
Well, unless you're Triple H,
he's
a complete asshole and he's in charge.
Yeah, well, that's different.
But there's no reason for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we are not including Bret Hart's his singles accolades in this tag team thing.
No, not at all. Nor the New Hart Foundation. I'm sorry, Tyson Kidd and Davey Boy's son, but you guys are
David
not.
Hart Smith.
Hey, wait a minute. But you mean to tell me that the New Age Outlaws were not nominated at all?
Hey, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We might have them on the ballot for 2014, or if we
should have called somebody.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know.
I want to know why the Power Trip wasn't involved in this.
The tag team. Oh, jeez.
They went around for like a couple of months.
Yeah. Why? How come nobody nominated Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho or Benoit and Eddie Guerrero?
Who?
Name deleted.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Family Killer and Perry Saturn.
You mean Stevie Richards?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, shout out to John Cena who rushed over to Cafe Press to print off that T-shirt because there was no way that he can get that print up by WWE shop in time to put that on in stores.
So when he says the champ is here, is he talking about the title or his penis?
About his penis.
It's like his penis is in the shape of a title belt, apparently.
Just ask Killer Lust.
It's got the girth in the middle where the gold is, or I don't know.
Hey.
What do you think makes it spin?
It's almost 11, so it's not a family show anymore, folks.
Stop that.
Hey Sam, you've got a podcast going on, don't you? You're on the Geeks Go Raw Collective.
Yeah, I'm also doing something else, something wrestling related as well.
Okay.
I'm calling that. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I'm calling it Saturday Evening Slam.
Nice.
So I got one episode of that going already, but yeah, I'm doing Geeks with Color, this nerdy geeky podcast, and you should check that out. GWCpodcast.libsyn.com. Check that out.
Okay, gwcpodcast.libsyn.com, folks. Check it out. You know, support that. Shout out to you and the Geeks Gone Raw Collective. You know, much love to y'all. You know, always coming through in the clutch, and appreciate that. Yeah, we got to work together a bit more often soon. So glad you could come through tonight.
No
As
problem.
Mark Henry.
What did you grow up watching, WCW or WWF?
Okay, here's the thing. As a child, I was watching WCCW. I was watching a lot of the indie stuff like Mid-South and stuff like that. Because I grew up in that area. I grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Oh, so you saw Stevie Ray before?
Yeah, I saw all that. I saw Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I saw Chris Adams. I watched them live in person. I was there.
You
and they're like, what?
were in the sportatorium?
Yeah, I was even there like the year they tore it down. Our car, me and my friends were driving around. Our car got stuck over there, and it stopped right in front of the sportatorium. Wow. It was just so weird. But anyway, like I watched all that, and after that went away, I started watching WWF. And then, like around middle school, I discovered girls, so I quit watching wrestling altogether.
Hey, buddy.
And it wasn't until the NWO came around that I started watching again, and I was already like 16 by then. And so for a while, I was just watching WCW because you switch over to WWF, and it was crap. It was garbage.
Yep.
So. And then little by little, I started doing both shows. I would watch one show. My friend would be at his house taping another show. And we just swapped tapes like that. So that's how I got to watch that stuff in high school.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was telling somebody, I feel like the AWA was more of a precursor to what the WWF would become. And that WCCW was a precursor kind of the WCW. I feel like World Class is more, well, they were in the NWA as well, but they were more closely related to Jim Crockett and those the Jim Crockett promotions and the
I think they were more related to Jerry Jarrett than because they were like right across the way in Memphis.
Yeah. And so I think that all of that type of that style of wrestling and the way that those feuds kind of influenced, I think that AWA had an influence on the WWF, and that WCCW had a big influence on WCW. That's just me.
Right. Yeah, and like WCCW, they were really the first indie local, little small time place that had high quality production, aside from WWF, you know. They laid the groundwork for like other promotions, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, blinking, you missed it. I totally missed that ending there while I was looking at the chat.
I looked over and I'm like, wait a minute, the bell rung. I missed. Whoa!
Yeah, Mark Henry was beating his ass. I don't know how he got that, worked that pin out. Oh, it was a count out. That's what it was.
Mark Henry got counted out as they were fighting outside. He got thrown in the steel steps. Cena got back in the ring at 9.
And Henry just going.
10, Henry was out.
There's your Extreme Rules match.
With the belt.
There's your Extreme Rules match right there.
Oh, Ryback with some payback.
Comes in and beats him up.
Yeah, he's gonna. Is he gonna give him another fallaway slam?
I almost hope he goes after Cena. Who can take out Cena worse?
Nope, Cena's already rolled out the ring. Actually, Cena's at the edge of the ring. Ryback's not poised for a heel turn just yet.
I didn't touch you, stupid.
Yeah, you're stupid.
The funny part was, if you look at that vignette, his hands touched Ryback's hands.
Oh, here you go with the second shooter here. Oh,
stupid.
Goldberg.
I step away, and all of a sudden, this guy's on the screen. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm telling you, blink and you miss it, man. Popcorn.
The poster child for Ethiopia. Feed him more.
Yes, exactly. Shout out to Starvin' Marvin from South Park.
Go after him.
Oh, he is facing off against Cena.
Do it.
Kill him.
Do it. Hey, he is the champion. He's got the target on his back.
I'll give you some Rice Krispies treats if you do it.
Exactly. Please do.
Oh, come on. Don't do this.
Oh no.
Pull him up and put him in the shell shot.
Come on. Give him the Orndorff. You got the hand clasp already.
Thing you know.
Oh, come on. Oh. Now turn around, pass, spear. Hey, look, Hogan's back. You see Hogan in the background?
Oh, yeah. Henry Hogan.
Yeah, Henry Hogan.
It's Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee.
Don't do it in this way.
That dude pops up every now and then. There you go.
Oh, there you go. See, you said him all right. Yes. Right back for the win, folks.
Yes. I knew somebody was coming. I didn't think it was him.
He's going to give it to him. Oh, the jackhammer. I mean,
Hey,
the fallaway
He
slam.
brought that on himself, baby.
The shell shock, which goes great with his Ninja Turtles gear.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
Ninja Turtles, check it out. My Ninja
Side
Turtles
note.
water bottle.
He did the Italian
Wow.
fist that Italians do.
And a side note for you guys: his tights are done by the same guy that does RVD's tights.
They look like RVD's
nice.
tights.
Airbrush.
Yeah.
I thought he stole them.
It's
The size is kind of tight then.
nice.
Hey, classic, check it out.
Oh, hi.
Nice.
My Jekyll figure.
Oh, jeez. Are those is that gear disposable or removable?
No, I wish.
Oh, jeez. Man, Jacqueline. You know what? Shout out to Miss Jacqueline. You know, we're supposed to nominate or induct a diva into our Hall of Fame, and I totally forgot about Jacqueline because I would have put her first ballot. You know, she would have gone in right away. But you know what? Let's get back to the Hall of Fame. I'm going to announce.
So, what you're trying to say is you probably would have stuffed her ballot?
I would have stuffed. Yeah, you know what? Hi-yo. But
Have y'all seen her lately? She's still begging.
Yeah, I can't say no more because of this. So, you know, let's continue before I get in trouble. Hi-yo. 2 more inductees into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. One is hailed from Uganda, had a manager named Kim Chi, and has wrestled for years in the WWF, long before it was the WWE or anything else. He is also, actually, recently, I would say he lost his leg to, what was it, diabetes?
I say diabetes, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he had his leg amputated, so he's been recovering since then. He's also been in the independent circuit. He's also been in the USWA as well as WCW for a year. He actually did return to the WWF or WWE in 2001 and in 2004 through 2006 in like gimmick battle royals. He wrestled in the United Kingdom. He originally started as Sugar Bear Harris and Ugly Bear Harris and Big Jim Harris, and then went through Memphis, Tennessee early in his career. But is most known for his gimmick as a Ugandan cannibal. He is the Ugandan Giant, aka the Ugandan Headhunter, aka the Mississippi Mauler, aka Kamala, the Ugandan Headhunter.
Yeah.
Is our inductee into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame.
Also known for his feuds with the Undertaker.
Oh yes, exactly. He had some epic feuds with Taker, as well as with Hulk Hogan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you name it. Jake the Snake Roberts in the WWF. Kim Chi. Little known fact was normally portrayed. He was his handler, normally portrayed by Steve Lombardi, and then he was managed by the Wizard. So, Kamala is in our Hall of Fame as we continue on. We did drop a couple people or a person or two, so I'll just add them back. But as we do that, I'm actually going to introduce our next Hall of Famer right off the bat. And this individual is a legend in the sport of professional wrestling.
Somebody said, "Can I pay $70 for Raw instead?"
Yeah, exactly. Born as Houston Harris back in July 10th, 1924. He's broken down barriers of racial segregation in pro wrestling. He was one of the first successful African American wrestlers, often referred to as the Jackie Robinson of professional wrestling. Started his career early against other African American wrestlers such as Ernie Ladd, the Cat, as well as Abdullah the Butcher. Then he went on to take on Killer Kowalski, Dick the Bruiser, Johnny Valentine, the Sheik, with several feuds over several decades. He actually challenged Bruno Sammartino for the WWF Championship. And then in 1962, he became the first African American to win the NWA World Heavyweight title by defeating Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. Now that distinction is usually given to Ron Simmons, but truly he's been the first to do that. This was back when it was the NWA before it was WCW.
Round one is the WCW championship.
Yeah, exactly. But that's pretty much where that distinction for Ron Simmons comes in. But he won the first NWA championship. And then he became a mentor to Soul Man Rocky Johnson. Of course, we know Rocky Johnson, the father to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. Rocky Maivia. And, he eventually retired in 1993 and was inducted into the WWF Hall of Fame in 94 by Ernie Ladd. But in 2013, he is inducted into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame, none other than Bobo Brazil.
I used to watch his feuds with the Sheik on DVD and stuff.
Man, stuff there. He passed away in 1998 at age 73, but of course he lives on forever, enshrined in our Hall of Fame as well as the WWE Hall of Fame, several Halls of Fame, and rightfully so. So we want to recognize him. Also known as the Gentle Giant, his finishing move was the pile driver and the elbow smash to the back of the head. So, congratulations to both of them. We can continue on with. Actually, we can get down to our tag team because we actually went through our votes. Brandon, are you back?
Yes, I'd like to thank Firefox for taking a big crap on my laptop, which is why I'm now going to use Google Chrome from here on out. So,
all right. Well,
we've all had some tech difficulties tonight.
This is getting down to the wire, and I'm going to take the votes from the people on the chat right now. Actually, no, because Keith Holt was here and he put in his vote. All right, here's how I'm tallying it. I've got 1, 2 for Animal and Hawk, Legion of Doom. I've got, including myself, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the British Bulldogs, and I've got one write-in vote for Ken Shamrock or Steve Blackman, which is for Brandon Murphy, which doesn't count.
No. Okay, I want to go back to this real quick. My Ken Shamrock, Steve Blackman was when you were talking about, hold on, let me get my list here.
Chris Jericho and Dean Malenko?
No,
Dean
the
Divas?
When you were, I think you were talking about Vader. Or, no, Bad News Brown. When you were talking about Bad News Brown having judo.
A judo background.
Yeah,
okay. So you want a judo tag team.
I was trying to be a smartass there. It didn't work. My bad.
You could have been a racist smartass and picked like a Puerto Rican tag team. Like, you don't know. Anyway.
Like Los Boricuas?
Yes. Hey, exactly. Or the Mexicals. But in any case. And actually, they're Mexican. See? That's terrible.
Can I change my write-in vote to DOA?
No, because you already voted for real, and we're going to go with that. Including Matilda. They are known as the late, great Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid. They are managed by Captain Lou Albano, multi-time WWF Tag Team Champions, the British Bulldogs.
Yay.
I want to object to the blatant, the obvious bias towards the 80s WWE and the nostalgia that is the New York and I think that it is because of you that Jack Swagger was not able last night. Both of is because of you that Alberto Del Rio was able to win.
I need a drink. Oh, God.
I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned that we're voting in the British Bulldogs only because of Margaret Thatcher passing.
Yes, exactly. Although she didn't care too much about Nelson Mandela's but rest in
Oh, she
peace.
didn't care about Nelson Mandela? Oh, no.
Yeah, read your history books, folks. But,
yeah, heel turn.
Oh, heel turn. All right. That's enough of that, folks. That's enough of that. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, yeah,
Seriously,
we are very much anti-Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Hey,
wasn't too part.
Hey, she was called an Iron Lady for a reason. But
Apartheid.
But the British Bulldogs are in our Hall of Fame. For lack of, rest in peace to Davey Boy Smith. He's looking down from above, happy that he's in the WrassleCast Hall of Fame with Matilda.
Absolutely.
And Captain Lou. And their feuds with the British, with the Hart Foundation were legendary. Speaking of the Hart Foundation, why don't we just go right into our manager inductee to the WrassleCast Hall of Fame? Need I say anything about this guy in terms of background that we don't know already?
Give me a second. I have something.
Please do.
I really do have something.
You'll find it.
I'm just going to give you one phrase that describes who he is, and you guys.
Thunder in Paradise.
No, not Thunder in Paradise. Yeah, technically that counts, but no. Mouth of the South.
He is the guest singer on the Real American song.
He's WrassleLicious.
Oh God, he's WrassleLicious. Didn't he sing on the Pile Driver soundtrack?
Yes, he did.
He's the lead vocalist on Real American.
Yeah.
He is. I am a real American. All right, look, he's managed several professional wrestlers, including, of course, the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jimmy Anvil Neidhart, Hulk Hogan, Grave the Hammer Valentine, Jerry the King Lawler, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, King Kong Bundy, Earthquake, my personal favorite, Dino Bravo, who stomped you into the ground in several places, the Nasty Boys, the Giant, the Honky Tonk Man. Am I missing anybody, folks? He's managed damn near everybody.
Hugh Morris.
Hugh Morris.
Jerry.
Hugh Jackman.
Miss Kevin Sullivan.
Yep.
The Renegade.
Oh gosh.
Mabel.
He was the manager of the Dungeon of Doom. So that by extension, he had managed Kevin Sullivan and all those miscreants and crazy people in the dungeon.
The Big Show.
Heath Slater, Tyson Kidd, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles.
Oh my gosh.
He's been around.
Gangsta, Big Bubba.
Jacques Rougeau and the Quebecers.
Yeah. Oh,
Classic Crazy Blassie.
The Mountie. He brought in the Mountie, who became Intercontinental Champion in '92. I'm the Mountie. In fact, I mean, this guy is synonymous with wrestling. He is currently residing in Tampa, Florida at age 69. Born in Jackson, Mississippi. Billed from Memphis, Tennessee. The Mouth of the South. Once again. James Jimmy Ray Hart is our inductee as the manager into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. Now, as far as managers go, I mean, I think Bobby the Brain Heenan is one of the greatest of all time, if not, the greatest. It's Jimmy. If we're gonna do top 5, where's Jimmy Hart rank in that top 5 there?
Number 1.
Wow, above Bobby the Brain?
Yes. For 4 reasons. 4 reasons. 1, you already said, the Hart Foundation. Number 2, Money Inc., the $1 Million Man and Erwin R. Shyster. Number 3, the Nasty Boys. And tied for 4th would be the Natural Disasters and the Naturals from TNA fame.
Wow. So no credit given for managing Hulk Hogan.
I
mean, Hulk Hogan
that orange skinned skullet monkey.
Oh.
And Thunder in Paradise. Come on. What say the rest of you? Is he above Bobby the Brain Heenan in your opinions, or
no?
Is he...
Mine is Bobby the Brain Heenan, Freddie Blassie, Jim Cornette. I can't really think right now. I mean, but Jimmy Hart is down there somewhere, maybe 10th or 15th or something.
Wow. Damn, you put him. So you put him behind
maybe
Mr.
not
Fuji?
that low.
Put him behind who?
Are you putting him behind Mr. Fuji?
Well, Mr. Fuji couldn't talk. So,
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't made out my list, but I know that he's not that high up.
Oh, okay. And Brent, what say you about Jimmy Hart?
It's a toss-up. I mean, you have Jimmy Hart. I couldn't really name. I never really sat down to rank.
One thing I liked about Jimmy Hart was he had that prop, the megaphone. You know, similar how Jim Cornette had the tennis racket. And the great thing about the megaphone was you heard him all match long. You know, I mean, now you don't need that because you can just talk and, you know, like if you got a loud voice by like Paul
Heyman.
Yeah. Or
Abraham Washington.
Yeah, Abraham Washington.
Yeah. Much in that moment. But that megaphone was just so loud and obnoxious, and and Jimmy had like that little Mickey Mouse voice, so it just like kind of added to the annoyance factor.
What?
And my favorite, I guess, I would say Jimmy Hart moment, but my favorite like kind of time of seeing Jimmy Hart was with the Hart Foundation when they started to bring in the rogue referee Danny Davis, and that whole thing where Danny Davis was in that faction. I mean, that was when Jimmy Hart was at his best, in my opinion.
But I like Paul Bearer. I like Paul Bearer. I mean, not just because of that, but you know, just from yes, I have been waiting for you to face my Undertaker.
But you could narrow Paul Bearer down to like 3 wrestlers mainly.
I mean,
but Kane and
Mankind.
Then 4.
I mean, I think that would be a great discussion for another cast. I mean, we could take up a whole cast just discussing
managers.
Who is the best manager? Because I think that this is a very debatable.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We might have to do a March Madness bracket or something, you know.
We might need to be careful. Brandon might have just had to make a trip to the pay window, if you will.
If you will. The return of the pay window to the WrassleCast, folks. Anything can and will help. And we got the camera up, so we might actually, you know, if we can pan over to the side there.
The megaphone was actually lethal. Like, did you ever notice it? Like, that time someone grabbed the megaphone and hit someone in the shoulder and it knocked them out?
Yep. Yeah, like kind of right in that area, the neck.
They were right here, and they were knocked out.
Oh,
seriously.
He was a great manager. I mean, he's one of the all-time greats. I mean, he's in that top 5, but it's just debatable even who's in that top 5. Because you got Ted DiBiase was a manager in his own right.
He was.
I mean,
Harvey Whippleman.
Diamond Dallas Page was a manager, you know. But Jimmy Hart gave his body for his talent too. You know, I mean, it was one of those things where, you know, he was the first one to jump up on that ring apron, get roughed up by Hulk Hogan or get roughed up by the face, and you know, actually get his man the victory, causing that distraction. So I mean, you have to give it to him. Scary Sherry.
The fact that Jimmy Hart had outfits for each one of his wrestlers.
Yeah,
that's something right there.
Yeah, he was one of the first few managers I would see come out like 5 or 6 times in a pay-per-view or in a night. You know, whether it was a pay-per-view or just superstars to manage multiple wrestlers, and he would have a jacket for each one. You know, and you know, I mean, sometimes back-to-back matches. I mean, you know, he was one of the few to do that. Bobby Brain, of course, was one of the others. You know, so the Hart Foundation and the Heenan family.
Hey, Paul Heyman did it last night.
Yeah, Paul Heyman did with the double duty, back to back. You know, so I mean, I kind of want to see more managers like that. I had high hopes for Vicky Guerrero being a manager of that caliber, but they kind of made her a general manager again or something. You know,
her career went downhill when she married Edge.
Yeah.
And then had an affair with Big Show.
Almost married Edge because, you know, Edge had the thing with Alicia Fox. Hi, Alicia. How you doing?
Booker T's son again.
Yeah. All right, so we are down to our final 3. Oh, technically 4 for our Hall of Fame. Guys, what do you want to go into next? The celebrity or the diva inductee?
The diva.
Diva.
All right. Well,
the hot mess.
I'm going to give you 2 words, and you guys just go at it. Our diva inductee for the Hall of Fame for WrassleCast 2013, Missy Hyatt.
I stand by my statement.
Your statement that she's
hot mess.
Hot mess. Well, yes, of course. Nowadays, it's
No, she was back then too.
Oh yeah, she was kind of.
Just look at her in her time with ECW.
Oh,
God love her with that one, because that was right around the time I was hitting puberty. So.
Yeah.
I forgot about her in ECW. Yeah. Remember her thing in WWF, the Missy's Manor?
Yeah. I give her some credit for her post-wrestling career because she was responsible for getting Sunny naked.
Yeah.
So, that wasn't very hard, though. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
All it took was a bottle of liquor.
This was legendary, though, back in the day, though. So.
Yeah. What do you call it? Wrestling divas, vixens, or whatever?
Yeah, she was one of the first vixens that was just that kind of was just dominant back in the 80s. Back in the 80s up to about 91, she was the hot chick.
She was the one.
Yeah, before Sunny was before the Sunny was the shit in WWF, Missy was the deal in WCW.
Yeah, she was bad.
A feud with Paul Heyman, Paulie Dangerously.
Yep. Paulie.
I do remember that.
Yep.
All right. Well, moving on. I'm going to move on to our celebrity inductees. We've got 2. One we announced on the site earlier, and kind of goes without saying. If you remember Rockin' Wrestling and the old back to WrestleMania 1, hanging out with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T and Muhammad Ali and Wendy Richter, Cyndi Lauper, none other than, is our first celebrity inductee into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. You gotta give it up for Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun, time after time, all that good stuff.
She's like the female version of Ozzy Osbourne. You can barely understand her
now. without the snake eating, but she's been on Celebrity Apprentice. So.
Oh no, she's eating some snakes.
Oh well.
I see what he did there.
Yeah, hi-yo. She did hang out with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, so you never know. Oh goodness! Oh, it's a family show.
At one point, was she Bubba the Love Sponge's wife?
You stop that right now, Bobby Heenan. Stop that.
And folks, we're out of time. We're out of time, folks. Our second celebrity inductee, and you can thank or blame the WrassleCast All-Stars for this, because in the comments they just kept all bringing up this guy's name, and I was just like, really, why? But you know what? I'm gonna let him in because we let in. Who was our celebrity inductee last year?
Kevin Federline.
Not you, Brandon. I'm not asking you. I'm not talking to you right now. But yes, it was Kevin Federline. Thanks to somebody on our WrassleCast selection committee. Yes, total schism there. That was incidental and purposeful racism there. But for this year, our second celebrity inductee, joining Kevin Federline and Cyndi Lauper, is none other than Shaq Fu. The Shaq disc, Shaquille O'Neal, is our celebrity inductee into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame. Now, I was a little hesitant for inducting this guy because I was like, well, he only did one thing, but then I remembered he did choke or kind of had a face-off with a Big Show a while back.
He did do some stuff in WCW with Hogan, too.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remembered was he was like, chilling out with Hulk Hogan and rooting for him in WCW.
Yeah, I got to keep up the role as the internet troll and say Dennis Rodman was better than Shaq because at least Dennis Rodman wrestled in a match.
Karl Malone wrestled in it. Jay Leno. Yeah. David Arquette. No, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
At least David Arquette was a champion.
Snooki is undefeated at WrestleMania, folks, if you recall last year.
So is Maria Menounos.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, in fact, yes.
Maria Menounos is 3-0 in her wrestling
career.
No
one cares about Maria Menounos, okay?
I do.
She gave a great speech for Bob Backlund, which nobody heard because they were all booing her.
Oh no, on the TV, they'll take the boos out. There'll be complete silence.
Get the F out and get the booze out. That's what we do on television, folks.
If they
but
could
not
do
here on
magic,
the WrassleCast.
If they could do magic to a Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match, they'll do magic for that.
And now, to announce our last inductee into the WrassleCast Hall of Fame, I give you none other than B. Murph himself, our selection committee head, and WrassleCast All-Star, Brandon Murphy. Folks, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Just remember, I'm stealing this podcast like I did your girlfriend. Okay. Tonight's final inductee. I'm just going to list off a whole bunch of things that are related to our final inductee. 1995 Survivor Series, Diesel versus Bret Hart. SummerSlam 2000, Rock, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. Hell in a Cell during King of the Ring 98, Foley and Taker. Orton, Randy Orton, Christian, Money in the Bank 2011. HBK and Taker, Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell 97. Big Show, Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Rock, and Shane McMahon. Jeff Hardy and CM Punk. Johnny Ace, Chris Jericho, HBK, Triple H, and name deleted. Big Show,
name deleted,
and Rock. All of these people, all of these events have one thing in common. Well, actually two, because none of them are in the Cold Slither WrassleCast Hall of Fame yet. However, one thing, one tiny, mildly tiny thing, ranks them all together. Really, guys? And I'm just going to list off 4 final names before revealing our final inductee. Carlos Cabrera, Marcela Rodriguez, and basically the Mexicools from TNA. Yes, folks, the Spanish announcer table is our final inductee into our Hall of Fame. And I will say this, I go through those names because, as I mentioned them, we do have historic events in there. The first Spanish announcer table was broken by Diesel and Bret Hart at Survivor Series. Triple H and Kurt Angle, mid-move, the table broke. So basically the table didn't want to sell for them. As we saw last night, the table, obviously, at WrestleMania didn't want to sell for one match, but it will sell for Triple H. So, and anybody else have favorite moments?
Didn't Triple H do a pedigree through the Spanish announce table to well, several people, but I'm trying to think who was one in particular. I don't know if it was Randy Orton. It was one, or
the SummerSlam was the Rock Triple H Angle, where he went to pedigree Angle, and they were both up in the air. And as they were up in the air, the force from their jump broke the table.
And how about, of course, the several instances where where CM Punk kind of did that flying elbow through the Spanish announce table.
I say that one last night with Punk and Taker, where the table
didn't break.
Oh my God, I cringed.
I was happy.
Honestly,
that's the resilience of the Spanish announce table.
I did love it when The Rock though went to do the rock bottom on Triple H, and Shane McMahon crossed over, and he just added Shane to it, and you got that double rock bottom.
Yep. But what does the WWF have against the Spanish language?
It's a whole running joke. There was a moment, and I'm trying to think where. I think they were in England, actually, where CM Punk made a comment when John Cena put Heath Slater through the English table. He reacted saying, "This is not the Spanish announce table." So I don't know where they got it from, where they got the idea to use it, but like we said, it's an odd occurrence to see the English announcer table get targeted so much, but...
Yeah, now you watch, like...
I mean, I think that's been going on since, I mean, even the WCW was doing it when they would have... Anytime you see a Spanish announce table, somebody has to go through it. It's just a rule.
It's got to be the rule.
Mm-hmm. The Spanish announce table is there to be broken.
You got to keep Home Depot in business somehow.
Yeah, low prices are just the beginning, folks.
Yeah. I will say I did enjoy when, was it Jeff Hardy climbed up that big-ass ladder and did the swanton right on the Punk. And that was Survivor Series 09.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you have it, folks.
It looks like Louisville's keeping it close. They're about to. It looks like Louisville's game's tight. They're up by 6. They may be able to hold on and win this national championship.
Wow! Breaking news from the NC2A going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I did read I did read tonight that after Dolph Ziggler ended up winning the title, his former ex-girlfriend, famous comedian Amy Schumer, actually tweeted him, "Hey, you want to get back together?"
Jokes.
That's
baby.
funny.
Gotta be those jokes.
Especially after all the rumors that came out about her and his sex life. Gotta say, good for him.
I mean, it was about time. It was about time. I was getting tired of looking at that thing. I'm just being honest.
It was all smashed and everything. Did you see it?
Yeah,
I thought that was great. Now,
about it as him and I just wanted to.
my uncle, I was talking to my uncle earlier today. He's kind of helped mold me into the wrestling fan I am, and he made the comment that it would have been funny to see what they do, because if you look at the pay-per-view schedule this year, Money in the Bank is no longer on their pay-per-view schedule.
Yeah.
So if they say he has until the next Money in the Bank to cash it in, and there is no Money in the Bank, could he hold that briefcase forever?
Yeah, because typically Money in the Bank was a part of WrestleMania, and now it's supposed to be its own pay-per-view, but now they're not even going to have it.
They canceled it this year.
Yeah. No, they do have one coming up July 14th in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. But
is it a Money in the Bank?
It's Money in the Bank. That's
really?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Extreme Rules coming up too.
Yeah, Extreme Rules is the next one.
Extreme Rules, then WWE Payback.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite, next year, the place you can find me, my family's hometown, WWE WrestleMania XXX.
Ah, XXX.
Didn't Tyler already do that one?
You gonna be in New Orleans, baby?
Yes, sir, I am. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
I'll probably try to make it out to that one since it's pretty close to me.
I know Tim Dog's in the Atlanta area, so I'm trying to convince him. I got a whole bunch of buddies from a fellow podcast of mine that Classics caught, the Fan Off crew. A whole bunch of them and their listeners who were at MetLife last night will probably be down there. So.
Oh, nice. Well, I didn't make it to MetLife, although I could have. But hey, it's advanced enough notice. I might try to get down there. I've never been to New Orleans.
It's a party. It is a good party, and I will put it this way: Tuesdays are the best days there, because they don't have drive-through liquor shops like we do up here up north. But they got drive-through daiquiri shops, like a McDonald's, where you can order daiquiri in a 2-gallon jug. With the alcohol in it, they cap it, give it to you, give you 2 straws until you don't drink and drive.
Nice.
Wait a minute. Y'all serve liquor at McDonald's?
It's like a McDonald's.
It's just like a McDonald's.
It has a drive-through window, and you order it and pull up and get it and pay them.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
Liquor. It's like they got in Texas.
They don't have anything like that here. No, I think they do. Shoot.
Drive-through liquor? Yeah, because when I was at...
No, drive-through liquor, yeah, but like what he's talking about now.
Like a fast food joint, only with daiquiris.
Yeah, probably not that. Not to that degree, but I know Texas has got that drive-through liquor.
Yeah, like there's one close to my house. That's not too far from here. Like that.
When I was out in Texas, that's the first thing I look for.
I was like, usually these places have like girls in skimpy outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
They got them there too. It's on Bourbon Street. As long as you go to a certain point.
That's the stuff you want to look for when you go traveling, folks. You want to venture off.
Drive-through daiquiris.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever make your way to New Orleans? You just give good old Murph a ring up or a text message, and I'll tell you where all the good gentlemen's establishments are.
Ah, see.
He's like, now you're talking.
That's right. That's like a debauchery GPS right there, man. Well, folks, we have reached the end of our Hall of Fame. Final thoughts on WrestleMania, on Raw, on the sport of wrestling in general?
I feel like tonight was a better Raw than it was a WrestleMania. You had a bunch of, like I said before, in the recon, you had a better, you had a bunch of B to B minus shows. I mean, the B plus at best shows. I think the match of the night is actually the match I cared the least for seeing anticipated. I didn't anticipate it as much was the Triple H Brock Lesnar match. I think the Undertaker match, although it was a pretty good match, it was short, and although it was a good match, it wasn't a great match like you have come to expect from Taker matches. It was just very good, and I think they got too counter and reversal happy throughout this entire WrestleMania. It was all about finishers. Everybody took 3 finishers. Everybody reversed 3 finishers, and I think that was one of the problems with it.
To quote Chevy Chase, Brent Mamba, you ignorant whore. I respectfully disagree with you on this one. I think the Undertaker-Punk match was perfect. I joke around. It was last night. I made a comment briefly that it was 4.5 out of 5 stars, only because it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome. But I think that match was by far the match of the night. You had the perfect chemistry between them. You had Punk making fun of Taker by using his old school moves, and we've already seen it all over the internet now, the classic GIF scene of the Anaconda Vice on Taker, and Taker standing up and just looking at Punk while that move was locked in. I think that was the only match of the entire night that actually told a story from start to finish. And I know I am a big CM Punk fanboy. I rightfully believe CM Punk should have been the one to end the streak, but I think that match had perfect chemistry between them, and for as limited as Taker is, it made him look like he was 20 years younger.
Yeah, I'm going to say this about CM Punk. He, is probably, one of the best, if not the best performer in the business today, bar none, because of, he brings the full package, the in-ring ability, skills, the psychology, the mic skills, the ability to cut promos and to really sell a match and, to sell moves. But combine that with the effect that The Undertaker has, who has been basically held Match of the Year candidates for the last 3 or 4 WrestleManias.
Undeservedly.
Oh, you can say that, but the fact is he has, in some cases elevated, in some cases been elevated to that point where each one of those matches has, kind of been in that running. Yes, it's one match a year, but the fact is, he does put on a great show, even for his advanced stage and his slow movements or whatever. It's one of those things where I think this was a good, almost a perfect storm of a match, because you do have 2 varying styles, kind of combined and clashed in the ring. But I think with CM Punk, and I mentioned this last year when we did this Hall of Fame, is he actually could be one of the few wrestlers to just get in to our Hall of Fame without retiring. Like he can be active and still get in. Like he should have actually been in this year.
I'm going to lobby for him next year. I'm openly saying it right now.
Yeah, in fact, I've been remiss in nominating him, because usually I just say, hey, let's get, but I think I just took nominations as they came.
Classic. I apologize for interrupting, but I'm gonna go one step further here, and I'm gonna put it on the record right now. I'm gonna lobby not just for CM Punk as our Hall of Fame individually, but I'm also gonna say the entire Second City Saints as the stable for next year.
Wow. Why are you going that far? We're gonna have to really, look into that because
I'm gonna lobby for my boy Boom Boom Colt Cabana.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see because he's done a lot of great things.
I am nominating Too Cold Scorpio.
Well, damn, why don't we just go further and nominate Jay Lethal?
No. Too Cold Scorpio. A dude that big doing a 450 splash, man. Come on. I think he deserves some recognition.
Why don't we just try to nominate the 450 splash that Brock Lesnar tried to do?
Yeah, I noticed Lords of Pain was nominating matches and stuff, for Hall of Fame, for their Hall of Fame. Which, we could nominate matches, moves. I don't know. We could go all out and nominate steel chairs. We already got a Spanish announce table in it. But in any case, CM Punk, deservedly so, should be in anyone's Hall of Fame. He is definitely, when they talk about future Hall of Famers with Randy Orton and John Cena, or what? Actually, I don't even know if Randy Orton, is in that discussion right now. But when they talk about John Cena as a future Hall of Famer, CM Punk has already cemented that space with his extended run as champion and just the impact that he's had on the sport. He really showed himself, last night as he has over the last year. Overall, that was the match to make the show. I don't know about the rest of the matches. I think the crowd helped some of the matches along, but they couldn't save Cena versus The Rock 2, and they barely saved Triple H versus Lesnar, in my opinion. As for the rest of the card, you could take it or leave it.
I think a 5.6 out of a 10 is a good scale level. This was a very average WrestleMania.
That's about
it was to me it was like, I think Vince McMahon, I think they played it too safe. Because nothing happened, no surprises, no turns, no Russo swerves. Like nothing we didn't expect. Like if you've been watching wrestling long enough, you would have been able to predict every one of those matches. And I think just because we had low expectations, and they could have easily just come out and just did something grand, and they didn't do that. They just played it safe. That's why I didn't really care for this WrestleMania.
It wasn't all the hype promos for Rock and Cena to try to convince you to buy WrestleMania in the middle of WrestleMania that deterred you from it.
By the way, shout out to the WWF for putting on so many damn stupid ass promo videos and vignettes. Whereas basically that's what robbed them of having an extra match or two. It wasn't the fact that the other matches were long or P. Diddy or anything else. It was the fact that they had to show the same promo vignette that they showed at the top of the hour or at the top of the pay-per-view to the same people that were sitting there all this time. No one came into the pay-per-view late, and if they did, they deserved to be in the dark because you should have had the backstage interviews with Mean Gene like you had back in the old days. This whole
video should have been all over it.
Hey,
yeah, stop and we're forgetting video packages.
Classic. We're forgetting two very important issues that were streaks that were broken at WrestleMania. We had no vignettes last night during WrestleMania, and they broke a long-standing tradition of having someone perform "America the Beautiful."
I was asking about that right at the top, like who was supposed to be performing? Because they said they were going to announce who's performing it with Vincent McMahon's announcement, and then he just showed us the set with the Statue of Liberty and the Brooklyn Bridge, which I thought was pretty cool. Because I'm a Brooklyn boy.
That's because Lillian Garcia was a real horse. That's a joke.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. A little horse. Maybe they did that off air or something and didn't show it on the pay-per-view. I don't know, but it's like they don't care about America or something. I mean, that's part of the WrestleMania tradition, and I guess I don't know if I have to look back at all the WrestleManias, but I always thought they did that at least.
Didn't Ray Charles do one? I forgot.
Ray Charles did one. Aretha Franklin did two.
Aretha Franklin did three.
Three? Yeah.
I mean, she was on no, WrestleMania 3, not 3.
No. She did, but she's done it twice because they brought her back for like 20 I can't forget.
Oh, I think I remember that.
You know, the sad part is I should remember that because I was actually live at that WrestleMania.
Oh, Pontiac?
Yeah, at the Ford Field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Alicia Keys might have done one. I can't remember. I mean, like, there's so many.
23.
Yeah, so many that have done it over the years, and like that's a tradition that should stay going. I mean, I'm not the most patriotic of people, but I mean, that was one thing I expected to see. I was disappointed in not seeing. And what was the other thing, Brandon?
The no vignettes.
Oh. No, they had vignettes, or they had like they had the video packages, I should say.
Video packages.
No backstage stuff.
Yeah, the backstage stuff. That's what they didn't have. The interviews. That's what I'm looking for. Which they had interviews, but it was like lackluster. You know, I think they should have actually expanded that. You know, you kind of want to have that WrestleMania backstage. You know, like you look at an old WrestleMania. Mean Gene talked to everybody before matches, after matches. He was talking to like Ronnie Garvin in a tuxedo, you know, in between matches, and then getting broken up by like a irate Bobby the Brain Heenan and ravishing Rick Rude. I remember that vividly because Roddy Piper showed his ass. You know, that's kind of the stuff you want to see, the backstage reaction or the pre-match promo. You know, now it's like, you know, you're seeing all this production, you know, video stuff. It's like, I don't want to see all this don't with the.
You know where you see all that at? You know where you see that now? You see it here.
Yeah.
This is where you see all that crap now.
Yeah, so you got to get in your app and all that stuff, man. Yeah, like the YouTube pre-show and post-show.
Brandon, you were saying something about Shelton Benjamin. Is he supposed to be returning back to the WWE, or is he going to TNA or something?
I've heard he's actually staying with ROH for the time being.
That was just a rumor of him going.
I know Haas just retired.
And to clarify for you, Classic, I've actually found the list of musicians for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You had Ashanti. You had the DX Band. Fantasia Barrino.
Okay.
Boys to Men.
Frogs to Men.
Cap Calloway. Ray Charles. Alice Cooper. These are overall, not just America the Beautiful, but overall.
Okay, I was going to say.
Drowning Pool. Aretha Franklin twice. You had Robert Goulet performing "O Canada." You had Carrie Hilson. You had Ice-T perform "Pimpin' Ain't Easy." Kid Rock. Gladys Knight at WrestleMania 4. You had Cyndi Lauper at WrestleMania 1. John Legend at 24. You had Liberace, Limp Bizkit, Little Richard, Reba McEntire, Motorhead twice, Willie Nelson, Ozzy Osbourne. God, that would have been a great America the Beautiful with Ozzy.
We're Motorhead. We're gonna kick your ass.
POD, Run DMC, Saliva, Salt and Pepper, Nicole Scherzinger, Snoop Dogg twice. Apparently, Donnie Wahlberg's considered a musician.
Well, he's a musician. He wasn't there in a musician capacity, but he was a musician, yes.
He was there for 10. I remember that. He was a guest announcer or something.
Ring announcer, yeah. Michelle Williams. You had Florida. Really? We're applauding Florida? Thank you.
Wasn't MGK at one of them?
Yes, he was last year. You had Skylar Grey at 2 of them, because Skylar Grey sang with MGK, and how dare you play that sound effect for MGK?
Yes.
And you also had Skylar Grey in the background for P. Diddy. Which brings me to a point. How dare P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever the hell he wants to call himself, be such an ass that he's yelling over a very beautiful girl trying to sing in the background.
Oh, he did that when Mello came back to MSG, which was the last time that song was relevant. The coming home shit. Look, I'm from New York, and I'm tired of that fucking song. Stop it.
Absolutely.
That is not our theme song, folks. That was when Carmelo came back to Madison Square Garden a couple years ago, and we'll probably play it when the Knicks win the championship, God willing. But, until then, forget that shit.
And my favorite comment I made last night is, Vince McMahon came when they were home. You could see it on Triple H's chest.
Ayo.
Ooh. Yeah.
Little funnel cake there.
But we're thinking that me and my friends are thinking. My friends and I are thinking that they're going to use that song again for WrestleMania 30 when it's XXX. What is it going to be? They're going to sing out the home part. I'm coming. I'm coming.
No. I enjoy this one. Classic will enjoy it. The rumor for America the Beautiful at WrestleMania last night was supposed to be Kesha.
Ugh.
Apparently, this man loves some black folks sing, doesn't he?
He loves America the Beautiful. That's why he has that performed instead of the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, Star Spangled Banner is like NFL and most sporting events. Yeah. That's his way of basically making it his own or whatever.
We're not football.
XFL, anybody?
It's the XFL, folks. Come on.
It's all about the money.
Yes. So does Donald Trump delegitimize the WWF's Hall of Fame?
Does the WWF delegitimize the WWF's Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I don't think Pandas cares.
He's his best friend, so come on.
Yeah, it's true. Is Pete Rose in the WWF Hall of Fame, by the way?
I thought he was. Yeah, he is.
Okay, all right. Well,
so is Drew Carey, for that matter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I like his work on The Price is Right.
Bruno Sammartino was a step in the right direction to try to legitimize it.
Yeah. And Owen Hart's widow settling out of court, I guess.
He's going to be in the next year. And hopefully. He'll be in WWE 14 as well.
Hopefully.
I could see him going him and Randy Savage next year.
Well, that's the thing about the court ruling. I don't know if it's retroactive or if it's like proactive in terms of like the licensing continues onward in terms of the settlement. It could just be for the stuff that happened already. And they had a cease and desist, like, don't do this shit ever again. Thanks for the money, though.
I gotta go, man. I'm headed out, though. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, yeah, I think we're gonna close this up. But thank you, Brent. Brent, let the folks know where they can find you and your new show again.
You can find me on Twitter at BL_D2ND. You can also find me on the Recon. We came on at 9 o'clock. We did our pilot episode tonight. I want y'all to follow us at the Recon_NAO. Again, that's the Recon_NAO. Hashtag the Recon. You'll find us. And it's just something that we're trying to build, and hopefully we'll be able. It's a little bit similar to what we do on the WrassleCast, except for it's broadcast live. And we also continue to do feedback on Bo Money's show. We do feedback. In fact, we're going to do feedback on Cole Sliver and the WrassleCast, and we'll actually have you. Hopefully, once we get started, we'll hope to have a bunch of you guys on. So
we will come and invade.
Great to meet you, Sam, and great to meet you, Dave. And hopefully we'll link up on Twitter or something, and we'll talk more wrestling.
All right, give us a quick Dusty before you go.
Oh God.
Well, I didn't want to get the Dusty rules tonight, but way back when I was wrestling for Jim Crockett, and when I was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, I would go down to Louisville and I'd wrestle up there, and I just want to give a shout out to all my Cardinals fans tonight, celebrating you making it to the big pay window of the NCAA tournament, if you will, winning that championship. So congratulations on Rick Pitino for getting to the pay window and not at an Italian bistro, if you know what I'm saying.
Italian bistro. Thank you again, Brent. You were definitely an all-star of the WrassleCast. We appreciate you, man. Catch you the next time we do this. All right, let's go down the list. Sam, you came on last, so I'm gonna let you go first. Let the folks know where they can find you. Any final shouts out? Anything you want to plug or say?
You can find me on Twitter at I'm on a horse. You can also find. I have a blog now. It's called Bloggy Nova. Kind of like there's that female wrestler Buggy Nova. I'm Bloggy Nova. So bloggynova.weebly.com. I'm trying to get that changed. I'm trying to get it just bloggynova.com. But for now, it's bloggynova.weebly.com. I do the Geeks of Color podcast that you can find on iTunes. You can find it at gwcpodcast.libsyn.com. And it's also where I'm doing Saturday Evening Slam in the same place. So check those things out. Check out when I post stuff on pixelrelated.net and themarriedgamers.net whenever I post there. So I guess that's a bit. Shout out to you guys for having me on. I've been trying to hook up with you guys for a minute, but you know.
Oh
but
yeah.
thanks a lot.
I knew our paths were going to cross eventually.
It takes 3 dates to hook up with us. Sorry about that, buddy.
Well, unless you're easy like Brandon, which happens all the time. Hiyo. But I'm gonna roll over to my man Agent _70. Let the folks know what's up with you, homie.
As a first-time caller, long-time listener, I'm honored to be here to make at least a cameo appearance on the WrassleCast, the return of the WrassleCast. You can find me at Agent _70 on Twitter. And Thursday, you can tune in to the Comic Book Chronicles hosted by the Click Nation. We'll be on at 9, hopefully relatively promptly. And, listen in for this week's comic book reviews.
Well, thank you. Thank you, my main man. Agent 79, we go way back like Han and Lando. And, I'm glad to see him continue to support and come out and show out for us. Brandon, you are the man right now. Let's go. What's going on with you, man?
I just want to say after watching the camera for Agent 70 there, I halfway expected Zeb Coulter to appear behind him at some point.
with the American flag. He's very patriotic.
That's what happens when you're on the Shield helicarrier.
On the Shield helicarrier.
Yes.
I see the Shield. Okay, I just now saw the logo. I didn't catch that. Very well, man. Very good. No, I want to say it's good getting back in touch with you guys and getting back together again for this special occasion. Classic, as always. It's fun talking to you, man, and it's fun to continue the tradition we started with the committee on our Hall of Fame and letting it grow. And people can find me at Brandon M. Murphy, or you can find me through the Cold Slither Podcast Facebook account. So
there it is, folks. There you have it. All right, well, final shouts out. I want to give a shout out to all of the WrassleCast All-Stars, the ones that came through, the ones that couldn't, starting with Amazing Jace, then going on to Tim D-O-double-G, Tim Dog 98, Keith Holt Jr., and Keisha Holt from Ringtime Pro Wrestling. Check them out, Ringtime Pro Wrestling podcast and website. You can just go to ringtimeprowrestling.com for all their information and their show and information. You can also check out, of course, all the guys that you heard here. Brandon Murphy, Sammy Kalunga, Agent 70, myself, and mostly check out the mothership. Of course, Brent from Georgia. But check out the mothership, the Cold Slither Podcast. That's my show. I co-host that with Tim D-O-double-G. 98, as well as Eclectic, ECLECTIK. You can find us at coldslitherpodcast.com. That is the main feed. That's where all of our other shows come from. Also, you can check out the WrassleCast directly on the WrassleCast website. That is WrassleCast.tumblr.com. That is where you can check out our Hall of Fame entries, as well as our previous episodes of the WrassleCast, which we will upload this episode there as well. And as you listen and enjoy, tell a friend, tell a foe about the WrassleCast show. We will be back with more WrassleCast. We're going to talk more WWE, TNA, and all other kinds of stuff. Finally, you can follow me on Twitter at Classic Material, CLASSICKMATERIA is the Twitter account feed. So you can follow all that, and we'll just keep up with you. But until next time, for the WrassleCast and for all my WrassleCast All-Stars, I want to ask you, who are you to doubt El Dandy? Peace.
Peace.
Suck it!